So, 3,000 subscribers. We have finally done it. We have reached the 3K sub milestone. Big thank you to everyone who deemed me worthy enough to be hitting the subscribe button for. Genuinely, big thank you to everyone who did that. I feel like 3,000 as a number doesn't sound that much, I guess. But like, just imagine 3,000 people standing in front of you right now, and all of them are subscribed to your YouTube channel. Like, for me personally, that is literally unimaginable. Like, I don't know, it's just incredible. Like, genuinely, thank you everyone who's up. Now to sort of celebrate, I guess, like everyone else, I'm just gonna do a funny Q&A, because, you know, it has been a while since I've done that. I have done a Q&A for 1,000 subscribers. Actually, I've done no special for 2,000, because, let's be honest, who cares about 2,000? It's only about 1,000 and 3,000, alright? I did make a video, like a couple of days ago, you know, asking for you people to give me some good questions for me to answer. And you guys, you posted a lot of questions, like holy shit. I did not expect to get this many questions. I'm genuinely surprised. I guess this is the power, like this is what it feels to have the power of 3,000 subscribers. You're basically famous now. It's incredible. So I guess also thank you for everyone who did some bit of questioning. Alright, now I guess let's begin here. Alright, so starting with the first question. What's the challenge / video where you're most proud of? Or in other words, the video that is the video that I'm most proud of that I made, basically. You know, the challenge video that I'm the most proud of is definitely the Farmer Miserable solo that I did like a year ago. You know, I always go back to that video and like I rewatched the bridge part at the end, like every time. Like I've probably rewatched it like 30 or 40 times by now. Because like it's so nutty. I just love everything about it. So I literally just rewatch it every time. Because of how stupidly difficult it is and how, you know, how much of a stupid challenge it is in the first place. You know, it's a solo for 3 hours. If you fail at the end by doing like one mistake, you have to do all of it again. And it's so utterly scuffed, but I'm really proud of it that I actually made it. So, but the video that I'm the most proud of, as in not being a challenge video, is probably like my 21 build video. I just like the editing that I did with each transition. You know, from going from one perk to a different perk, you know. I enjoyed that really, and, you know, also the music choice in that video is just absolute banger. So, I guess it's fair to say that that is my most proud video that isn't a challenge. Alright, this is what I get quite sometimes actually. How did I get my name? How did I get to Uncle Geldgeil? You know, it's quite of a unique name, you could say. The story behind this is actually quite weird and interesting. So, the name actually was General Geil. It's very cringe. I mean, my name is still cringe, but it's definitely, it used to be a lot worse. The reason I got to that name is because I once watched like a Paper Mario Let's Play of some guy. And there's a boss in there called General Guy. You know, he's a shy guy, but like he's a boss, so hence why General Guy. And when he got to the boss and he said his name, it sounded like Geil. Like, not, instead of Guy, it's Geil. And I thought, you know, I could make that as a name, right? General Geil. Because, I don't know. But, like a couple of months later, I first time played Golden Queen Casino, which was pretty much on release when it came out, which was in like 2014, I think. That's when I first time played Golden Queen Casino, basically on release. And when I got into the vault area, there was so much money. I literally could not believe my eyes how much money there was. And so I figured, you know, what if I changed my name to Geil, from Geil to Geldgeil. And that's what I did. So the name then was General Geldgeil. But the name still sounded kind of cringe to me. So I wanted to change it, or at least get rid of the General. But it would just be Geldgeil, and I feel like that's not enough. So I figured I should have had something in front of it as well. And I knew who Uncle Dane was back then. And I figured, yeah, I might as well just copy his name and go for Uncle Geldgeil. And that's what I did. I got to that idea back in like 2016 or 17, I think is when I got to Uncle Geldgeil. So I had this nickname for quite some time actually. So that's how I got to that name. Alright, Matthew Cable here has a very good question. Who are you and how did you get into my house? Honestly, I don't know. I can't really answer this question. But I have a friend over here who indeed knows very well, and I will just, you know, let him take over this part. Barrow asks, painkillers or quick fix on medic bags? Well, when you just use medic bags on their own, it doesn't really matter what you use, I feel like, because it doesn't really matter. But once you combine medic bags with Inspire Aced, you really want to grab Painkillers Aced. Like, not taking it is basically a war crime, okay? Just get Painkillers when you have Inspire on medic bags. I sometimes actually go ahead and grab Painkillers with first aid kits and then Inspire Ace. But that's not entirely necessary, I guess, but definitely on medic bags. I know this is probably quite shocking to some of you, considering other people like Beecroft say otherwise. But here's my word. Don't believe what the bigger YouTubers say, like don't believe everything they say, okay? Will I make any different videos, like other than Payday 2? Not sure really. I did make, or start at least, a Five Nights at Freddy's Let's Play on Security Breach, kinda like what Markiplier did. But that's probably gonna be like one big video for the second channel. For the main channel, it's probably gonna continue to be Payday 2 content, or Payday in general, like I also do Payday the Heist content. But if I do make like different content, like making content to a different game, I will most likely upload it to my second channel. I guess I'll just post the link to my second channel in the video description down there. So check it out, I guess. Can I try to find the best Beecroft build? I mean, I don't know what his worst quote-unquote best build is that he made. Because I just don't watch his videos, I really don't. So I don't really know, but there's one build in particular that stood out to me, which was his Rogue Sniper build with the Contractor. As you can probably already imagine, you know, it's a Rogue build with Contractor. Contractor is a pretty good sniper to use with Zerk. But he had Rogue, so you can't really use Berserk on Rogue. At least not as to make it like consistently good with Contractor. But also his secondary weapon was a shotgun, you know, which you can probably imagine is not a good thing to have when your primary weapon is a Contractor unzerked. And yeah, that build performed really bad. And it's probably like the worst build that he made. Not entirely sure though. Are you ever going to stop soloing Goatsim? Probably not. At the making of this video here, as I'm sure that you and some other people probably know as well, that I'm attempting a Goat Simulator solo with the REI mod on the max settings. I have finished day 1, I'm still struggling to do day 2 because it's obscenely difficult. But even if let's say I finished the REI solo, I'm probably still gonna continue to do Goat Sim solos, for the reason why, being that Goat Simulator solo is a way for me to get better in this game. You know, Goat Sim solo made me what I'm today. It made me a lot better. And whenever I feel like I need to improve again, or just get better or whatever, I always come back to Goat Simulator solo. It's just my heist of choice to play solo, to get good, alright? So yeah, I'm probably never gonna stop to play solo Goat Simulator. Favorite alcoholic drink? Definitely beer. I drink that quite a lot. Well, not that as much as in you could say that I'm an alcoholic, like actually an alcoholic. I just drink it sometimes whenever people ask me if, you know, if I want to go with them to drink something. I never drink beer on my own or any other alcoholic drink because it's boring. I always do it with other people. But it's not that much, like, I don't know, like once in 2 weeks or whatever, on average, I guess. It's not that much, but yeah, I definitely drink only or mostly beer. Are you single? Asks Nico. I'm just gonna show this here and go to my profile and then show my games, my playtime hours, and I'll just let you guys decide on this. Yeah, I don't know, it's, yeah, you go figure. Now this is actually a good question. If you change one thing or add one thing to Payday 2, what would it be? I definitely would change the fates, like how the fates work on the Death Sentence difficulty at least. I don't know how it is on lower difficulties. But on Death Sentence, they're quite annoying to some extent, because they usually last very, very short. So like, especially in solo, if you go out in the open field doing a fate, trying to do objectives, the cops are usually spawning again, because it's about to be assault again, rendering the fate more or less useless. It's what happened a lot in my Farm and Miserable solo actually, because you rely a lot on fates, and some fates were really, really scuffed, where you literally couldn't do anything. Like, it felt like it was two assaults stuck together, as if there was no fate to begin with. I definitely would change it to how it was back in old 1 Down, so it's a lot more fair. But I don't know really what I would add to this game. I feel like there's enough things in this game already. Like, we have enough weapons, there's a lot of perk decks, there's a shit ton of heists to do. I think what the game needs is less additions. The only addition that it really needs is a nerf, or several nerfs to certain things, like perk decks or whatever, like Stoic or Leech. Are you living inside my walls? I don't know. This is also a pretty funny question for me to answer. Well, I should say the answer to it is pretty funny. Because like, I got into Payday the Heist because of drama actually. You see, on my second channel I made a video about a fake modifier, like the guy tried to be, or impersonate modifier for attention or whatever. And I didn't know I didn't know who that person was. And until I made that video, there were a bunch of friends of mine telling me the backstory of this person. And they told me this guy was quite a lot involved in the Payday Heist community. Like, this person has around 500 hours in Payday the Heist. Which then resulted into me getting into a Payday the Heist Discord server. And we were like talking to this fake modifier person. And from this drama thing, I actually got to talk to a lot of members of the Payday the Heist community, like lots of friendly talk and whatever, and I got to meet them, I just got to meet them basically. And from there, I figured I might as well just try to play more Payday the Heist, because I did play Payday the Heist before, not much, but like, I did before. So I figured I might try it again, and well, as you see, I had lots of fun. I did 2 videos on it, on the main channel, and some other on the secondary channel. And yeah, I've had lots of fun playing it, and the community was pretty nice to me. So I'm probably gonna continue to make Payday the Heist content as well. So yeah, that's how I got into Payday the Heist. Will you be doing any more Payday 2 tournaments? Probably not. I have thought about doing it, like especially over the Christmas holidays. I was actually really close to consider doing another one, like on a lesser scale, of course. But like, you see, you can't really do a tournament when on one hand you want to do it, on the other hand you don't want to do the, like, you don't want to put in the effort that you have to do for such a tournament, because you have to do lots of effort to make it a pretty decent tournament. But I just don't want to put in this much effort again to make another tournament. So I feel like it's not gonna work when you partly want to do it and at the same time you don't want to. Like, I feel like the end result of that is gonna be extremely scuffed. So I don't really want to do another one. I actually wanted to make another tournament in the first place. Like, I just wanted to make one tournament to pretty much show that you can make a tournament in this game if you really wanted to. And my hopes or intention were that someone else, like some bigger YouTuber, would pick up this idea that I had and then, you know, make it for them, make a tournament for themselves, you know, host them a tournament, so they would make it and others could join it, like me. But of course that never happened. My tournament still is the only community tournament. There has been another tournament in 2016, but that's not the point. But I myself will definitely not make another tournament. I'm sorry, I just don't feel like doing it. Alright, so here's another question. What made you start on YouTube? Not entirely sure. I think it's because back in the day, like back in mid-2019, I was a Crime Spree player. Like, I was playing it on a daily basis for several hours. And I eventually figured out that you can actually play Crime Spree solos and actually succeed on that. which you can actually see on my old videos. It's all crime spree solos. And, you know, I looked around if someone else was doing that, and it turns out there wasn't. Like, there were like some 20k rank solos, but they were really not like any interesting or impressive. So I was pretty much doing something that no one else has done so far, which was quite interesting to me, like almost like incredible, I guess. Showing that I was going through something that no one else has done back then. It was quite interesting to me. So I made a bunch of crime spree solos, and I don't know, I just continued from there with random content until this day. So I guess you can say the reason why I started with YouTube is to show what you can do in Payday 2. What made you get good at Payday 2, and any tips to get better at Death Sentence Modern specifically. I got a lot better at Payday 2, on Death Sentence at least, with the usage of the Stoic Perk deck. You see, I already had the Death Sentence Modern Skull when I actually started to get good at Payday 2. Basically back then I used like any Heists Swansong build with Sound Fine Death. Basically a build that would make you cheese through the difficulty. But once I switched over to Stoic, it sort of forced me to not get downed. It forced me to use cover and actually play careful. To some extent at least. And it was somewhat difficult to play at first, because I was not used to this kind of playstyle. At least not anymore. And when I played Stoic, it sort of showed me how you should be playing Death Sentence. And because of that I got a lot better on Death Sentence. You know, because of I played decent amount of Stoic, I then switched over to other perks. And the experience that I gained from Stoic sort of translated to the other perks that I played. And from there I just continued to get better at the game. This is a good way how to get better at Death Sentence. You want to play a really strong perk or strong build, like Stoic ICT with LMG, it's what I used. Because it teaches you the basics of how to play Death Sentence. Stuff like the new Leech perk deck does not do any of that, because it encourages you to go in the open field and rush objectives. That's not how you play Death Sentence. You want to play Death Sentence in a careful way by using fates and cover and whatnot. And that is what Stoic shows you. So, if you want to get better at Death Sentence, use Stoic. Like, generally, use Stoic. It's pretty good. Don't play Stoic 24/7. You have to switch the perk at some point. But for the first few steps, Stoic is the way to go. Do you have plans to do more edited videos in the future, instead of stuff like solos? Send spoilers if yes. Yes, actually. I have some pretty good video ideas for future content. I think I actually made a post about it, saying that I will try to make less videos, but hopefully more edited or more quality in it. The problem with that, I usually don't have that much time to make more edited videos, so that's kind of my downside here. Or that's a downside that I have, I guess, compared to other content creators. But I definitely will try to make more edited videos in the future. I guess here's a bit of a spoiler, I guess, because you want that for the next video. I hope you like that spoiler teaser thing. I hope it gets you really excited. Alright, here's the next question. What is your most liked masks, like the top 5, I guess? Well, I don't know, you can tell I pretty much only use one mask, being the Hockey Heat, with, you know, almost the same pattern basically, but in different colors. That's kind of like the mask that I really like, and pretty much the only one as well. I do sometimes use like this mask here as well, or this one, but I don't really have like a top 5, I guess. I really only just use one mask, being the Hockey Heat. The most rarest masks, I guess, are definitely these ones, from the completely Overkill pack. You know, like these cool ones. Because like it's a DLC that you can't buy anymore, and it's super expensive. Like if you try to get a code from somewhere, it's like, I once saw a code for like $1,000 or something. It's really nuts. So those are definitely the most rarest masks in all of Payday 2. But like the most uncommon to see, at least, is, I don't know, it's hard to tell. Because like there's so many masks in the first place. Like, here's an example. I barely ever see anyone use like, I don't know, this mask, for example. You know, like, who uses this? Pretty much never. Pretty much no one. But I think the point still stands that these ones here are the most uncommon ones because no one has these codes or this DLC. Dash asks, can you beat Hoxton Breakout with Rogue using double crossbows? I don't know. I'm not gonna try because I don't feel like I'm gonna invest this much time into doing each question. Or the next question is my top 3 or top 5 personal heists and guns. For that, I guess we're gonna go over to the FBI files in Payday 2. You can see here it's Uncle Geldgeil, aka Rust, because he's my main character thing. So down here there are my 5 most heists that I attempted. You know, it's Big Bang, Counterfeit, Gold Sim, the Diamond, and Undercover. I play these heists quite a lot because they're all pretty good. The only reason why Gold Sim is here because it's specialized. I usually don't play this that much as of nowadays. I just have lots of completions on it when I tried to do Fun and Miserable. So I did like lots of Gold Sims as a practice. So that's why it's there. Usually it wouldn't be that much. But all of the other heists are pretty easy heists like Counterfeit, Big Bang and so on. I think it covers or answered the questions pretty well on what my favorite heists are. These 5 are pretty much it. My favorite weapons though is a bit different because I don't know, I don't really have favorite weapons, I guess. Like I use Grom, I use Gecko a lot, I use some of the LMGs a lot, like the KSP, and I don't know, AK-17 and maybe Contractor, I guess, or Lebenssaga. Those are pretty good weapons, I like to use them a lot. But I don't really have favorites, I just play whatever I feel like playing. So, do you have an occupation? If so, what is it? I'm not entirely sure what that exactly means, because I'm Austrian. I'm not really that good in English, but I think it means basically what job do you have? Like, do you have a job? Yes, I am a plumber for like 4 or 5 years by now. It's a pretty good job, I guess. It's pretty funny and different. Like it has lots of variety in it. It's pretty good. Do a room tour and cat reveal, please. Alright, sure, I guess. Alright everyone, my name is Uncle. Look, there's my feet. This is probably why you're all here. To showcase my epic gaming heater. Look at it. Isn't it fucking fantastic? I paid lots of money for it and it keeps the room very warm. I like it. Very good. No, but seriously. Here's a bit of my room tour. Here's my epic bed. My epic gamer bed. Or whatever. Bit of a cool shelf here. To showcase that I'm a plumber actually. I gotta have lots of money. There's a bunch of other shit down here. Now over here I have like, I don't know, a big TV that I never use. And a bunch of boxes filled with shit. And here's like, I don't know, just random stuff. Like, just, I don't know. Nothing interesting. But over here is where the epic part of the room begins. Starting with a gamer fridge. Because, you might as well have that. It has lights and everything. Not much in there right now though, so. There's like another phone up there. Cool filter for my microphone and the tissues for whatever reason. Down here is, another shelf. This is like some CD player or some shit for my monitor, for my PC. I have a ban hammer up here. I don't know, because I like banning people with this hammer. It's pretty good. But here is where the epic part of the room begins, I guess. This is my way too expensive gaming setup. With 3 monitors and LEDs and everything. Here's also my gaming chair. It's quite old, as you can see. Like, yeah. I think there's not much to say. Also, if I do this, like, It's not really stable anymore, so, but it still works, so it's fine. So here's my microphone. This is a Shure, I think it's actually says somewhere here. Shure, it's a Shure SMB7 microphone. This thing is worth like 400 euro. Like this thing alone. The arm stand here is like 100 euro. The cable here actually you have to buy as well for 10 euro. And on top of that, I also down here have this red box like this thing right here. This is an amplifier to make the sound quality better of this mic. So this entire setup is like 600 euro. So very nice, very cheap. Here's my Epic keyboard. It's a Logitech, but you know it works fine. So this is my mouse. I don't have a mouse pad actually. I think this is quite shocking to some people. But yeah, you can see it's kind of one-off. Like here, it's like all white here, you know, because of the mouse. It's actually really smooth if you touch this. It's quite incredible. The mouse itself is a Mad Catz Red 4. It's pretty good. Bit dusty. These are my headphones. They're actually pretty old. You can see this is like literally duct taped because they were so old and used. But the quality of this is actually pretty good, and they're super comfortable to have. It actually has like a mic here as well, but I never use it because, you know, I have this, so it's kind of pointless. But the headset itself is pretty good, like the sound quality. These are my 27-inch monitors. I have 3 of them, obviously. Also, here's Discord open. Look at it. It's Wooby saying, "Oh no, cringe." Now these monitors are each 1080p. It's all what I need, really. I don't really need anything higher than that. I think one monitor is like 200 euro each, so this is pretty expensive. Also this and this combined is probably like 120 euro. This headset was 90 euro. I bought it like 5 years ago though, so it might be cheaper now. Now here, this thing, this control, if I press it, the colors change to whatever I feel like. It's pretty good. It's incredible. Alright. Now, you might notice where is actually the PC, there's nothing down here. No, here this is just like a bin and some other garbage and cable shit. It's actually all the way back here. It's kind of scuffed. I don't know if this PC has like any like heating issues. So far it was all fine, and this PC has been there for like 1 year. It hasn't been an issue so far, so I don't know. But it's down there. You know, I actually had the PC first like on this corner here next to the desk. But like the cable were like in the end the cables were too short for this monitor over here. So I couldn't attach this monitor to the PC. So I had to move the PC to some different spot, which is down here. So there I can connect each monitor to it and everything else. So that's why it's back there. Also, it's very hidden. Like, also the cable management is actually pretty good. Because like the cables are all behind this wooden thing here. Actually, I don't know if I can show this. But there's a few cables back there, like all of them. It looks very messy back there, but for me it's not too bad. It's fine. So, in case you're curious what the specs are of this PC down here. This PC has a GTX 1070 Ti in it, a Ryzen 7 2700X I think, and 16 GB of RAM. PC was like less than 2,000 euro when I bought it, so. But like it was like a couple of years ago. It's probably a lot cheaper now. So, but this entire setup is way too expensive. But it's also pretty good if you like sit here. It's pretty nice. You just sit here and you can game like this. It's pretty nice. I like it. Very good. Alright, bye. The cat reveal is, I mean, I guess you heard some images of the cat. I'm not gonna go downstairs now to harass the cat, assuming I can find him. But here are some images from him. You can probably see that he's very big and probably fat as well. He's actually not that fat as he looks like in the images. He's actually just really, really strong and big. He just appears really fat. Like, I'm not kidding here. He's just really, really strong. He weighs around 8 kilos, I think. He's very heavy, like your average cat is like 4 or 5 kilos. I think here's another image where I actually show like where both of my cats are next to each other. The one on the top left has like 4 or 5 kilos. And she did pass away sadly, recently. So that's a rip, I guess. But the other cat on the down right corner is the big cat. You know, he weighs like 8 kilos. He's pretty big. But I think I have like some footage somewhere of him like trying to eat my snacks or whatever. So I guess I might as well just show that. Bruh, you're so fat. Look at me. Big guy. Don't eat that. Alright, now that I spent so much time on these other questions already, and the video is like 30 minutes long already, and I don't want to make this like 2-hour long video, I kind of will try to make the next 2 questions, like I'm gonna try to answer them in a more short way. Starting with over here. What is your most played game besides Payday 2? Well, if you look back to my Steam library, you can see, you know, it's stuff like Team Fortress 2, Unturned, and Robocraft. I don't really play these games anymore, like I only really play Cookie Clicker, and that's kind of it. And Payday, of course, so. Oh, this guy made 2 questions. I didn't really say that you have a limit on that, so I guess I have to answer both of them. Can you make a video playing Payday 2 on console and beating Death Sentence 1 Down loud heist on console? I guess. Probably not, because I don't have a console, and I haven't played console in like 10 years, so that's not gonna happen, I'm sorry. Second question, no, I'm not horny for money. Again, as I said before, I got that name because of the Golden Ring Casino heist back in the day when I first time played it. But no, I'm not honey. I'm not money horny. It's just weird names and dumb jokes. Can I make some Overkill plus 145 tutorial? Payday heist needs some educational content. I might. Some friend of mine, or friends I guess, of mine, that are a big part in the Payday heist community actually wanted to consider to make a video like this for themselves. But I haven't really gone to do that, so maybe they will help me to do that if I were to make a video like that, which might happen sometime in the future. But for now, the next few guides, at least one guide, will be Payday 2 related. I don't know when I will do much more Payday heist content, but probably at some point. I don't know. What is your favorite non-meta perk deck to run solo and in pubs? Probably Biker. I like that perk a lot. I use it both solo and pubs. Baymonk asks, karaoke night when? I don't know. Jokes aside, what inspired you to start making guides? Well, like I don't really know what you mean with guides specifically. Like, do you mean like the build videos that I made, like the build guides or Steam guides or the upcoming Goat Simulator guide? But for build guides, you know, it's just, how can I say this? You see, back then when I made like a lot more build videos, when you played public games, there was not much of a variety going on. Like most people just used like, I don't know, anarchist is my shotgun build or whatever. And I tried to make my own builds, like for content, for YouTube videos, so that people would see this build and see that you can actually use more than just the ISMA. And that's kind of why I started with build guides. Another big reason is probably the obvious one. It gives lots of views. You know, it's just a good way to grow as a small creator in the Payday 2 scene. And let's be honest, who doesn't want views, right? The Steam guides is pretty much the same reason that I just stated before. Not for views, but because of people just didn't really use that much of variety. Actually, I haven't done a Steam guide in ages, because I don't really want to anymore. The Goat guide will be done because of actual people not knowing how to play Goat Simulator, because every time I play public Goat Simulator, people just really don't know how to approach it, and they just completely fuck it up. Like, they just rush to an assault and get obliterated. So with a guide, I hopefully try to work against that and make people to understand that you can actually beat Goat Simulator pretty easily. But I was speaking about the Goat Sim guide. Here's a question: when will the Goat Sim guide released? I don't know when exactly. I was hoping next week, but I doubt that's gonna happen now, considering this QNA that I'm making here. I didn't think I would get to 3,000 subs so quickly, quote unquote quickly. So, but you know, it's gonna be definitely the next video at least, assuming nothing gets into my way. But you know, I would imagine like 1, max 2, maybe 3 weeks. The Goat Sim guide should be out. Show some pub builds you use. And what about the new weapon DLC? How do you feel about using them? Well, for the builds, I highly suggest just checking out the 4 personal anarchist build video that I made a couple of months ago. That video shows, you know, as its name says, it shows 4 of my most used anarchist builds that I use in public games or solo or anywhere basically. I use this build all the time. So check out that video, guys, that's gonna help you. And for the new weapon DLC, pretty mediocre, I guess. Especially like the SMG is kinda interesting because it has lots of recoil and it takes some time to get used to. It's quite interesting because most of the other weapons don't really have that. It's not that this new weapon is like uncontrollable, it is very controllable, it's just that it takes some time to get used to. Can I make a whole video tutorial to pass from suicidal to death sentence difficulty on Payday 2? All tips, tricks, way to play change. Okay. Well, I assume with from suicidal to death sentence difficulty you mean from death wish or below to death sentence basically. Like the transition from the difficulty to death sentence, because the jump is pretty high. Maybe. Most likely actually. It's just that I have other content to focus first. You know, like the Goat Sim guide and maybe some other content as well that I have planned. But probably at some point I will make a guide on how to get better at death sentence. I just don't really know when. It might be a while until then. Congrats, man. I mean, okay, thank you. And how long did it take for me to learn DS? Hard to answer actually, not really sure. Because like I started to play DS back in 2018. So I don't know how long it actually took for me. But I would say like maybe 400 or 500 hours to get somewhat decent at it. Not in total playtime, like I got decent at DS with a total playtime on Steam around 3,000 hours. That's where I felt like I was getting somewhat decent at DS. Here's another question that I get quite a lot. When are we gonna see more Minecraft? Well, first of all, so the people that don't know, I used to have a Minecraft server where me and the lads would just play on it for the fun. You know, it was like more or less vanilla, almost. Yeah, it had a few plugins, but it was pretty much vanilla Minecraft server. Essentially, it was just a SMP, you know, nothing too special. Content-wise, I don't know if I will make it. Maybe, because like it's like in the future there will be like like one of the content creators that I actually watch said he's gonna make a Minecraft server at some point. And it's also gonna be an SMP, and I might join that. So there's some sort of possibility for me to make Minecraft content. But hosting myself in another server is something that is probably not gonna happen anymore. Because, you know, it's effort and I'm not gonna... I don't want to make, basically. I'm sorry. Alright. What's your favorite perk deck and what's the most underrated perk deck? Well, to anyone that watches my content probably will realize that I play quite a lot of Anarchist. And that is because Anarchist is my favorite perk deck. It's quite obvious, I think. I kinda overuse it. And for the most underrated perk deck, I would almost say Biker, actually. Because everyone keeps saying it's like trash or whatever, it's just bad, it's RNG, don't use it. But I personally perform pretty well with it, both with bots or players, I mean. I don't know why I said bots, but like either solo or pops, it's both things I perform pretty well with the Biker perk deck. But it might just be me, because Biker kinda feels similar to Anarchist. Because with Biker you get armor back upon enemy kill, and in any case you get armor back upon enemy hit. It's kind of similar. So that's why I kind of like it. But I would definitely say Biker is definitely one of the more underrated perk decks. Alright, Cycleberg over here wants me to do a Payday character sex ranking. It's a bit odd, but sure. Now to do that, I have this Payday2 Heisters tier list, and we're gonna rank all of the characters. It says as of 2020, so I don't know if Joy is in there. Okay, she is, so that's every character. I don't know why I'm getting ads. I have an ad blocker, but okay, I guess I'm getting ads. Can I just... It doesn't work. Fine, I'll just crop it using my funny editing skills. Right, so where's Dallas? There's Dallas. I just imagine it says like sex ranking tier list up here. I might as well just add it in the editing. But here, this is Dallas. Yes, I would immediately smash. You could probably also make this like as a smash or pass thing, to some extent at least. I don't know, but it's fine. I'll just do the tier list here. Chains, yes, he's pretty good. I'll just continue like this. Alright, Bodhi. Mediocre, I guess. Bonnie, you know, I would put her into F, but like she has a very cool voice line, so it's E. It's the funny number E. Clover, I hate, but well, I would definitely smash either way. I just absolutely hate her voice lines, like everything about it. Dragon, yes, I would smash. Dukin is old. They are Eaton and Heal. Nothing against them personally, but in Payday 2 they are hot garbage. Houston is kinda meh. Hoxton, immediately yes. Check it. Dude, he would smash me, alright? So I can't really smash. He would smash me, alright? Literally. I don't like Jimmy. Chiro, I don't know. He's kind of a Chad, but I don't know. I could put him in the C, I guess. I don't know where to put him. John Wick, no thank you. Joy, no thank you, she's cringe. Rust is also very old. I wouldn't smash Rust. No thank you. Sangres, I guess. Tony, yes, he's cool. When... Oh, that's so cool. I literally cannot see what this who this is, but this is so cool. A, yes. Sydney. I don't know. I'll just put it here. Alright, and Wolf up here as well. Okay, this is my Payday 2 character sex ranking tier list. You may disagree. But yeah, you may disagree. Everyone has their own taste in these sort of things. Alright, fuck this. Alright, here's another pretty good question by Gaps. If you choose one of the dumbest moments that you have witnessed while playing Payday 2 public games, what would it be? It's quite hard to answer, because I have been in lots of really weird and questionable moments that I honestly can't tell like what is really interesting and what is not, and I also kind of forgot over time, because I don't really remember these things at some point anymore. I don't really care. Something like, you know, carrying an entire group and then at the end being kicked because they think you're a cheater or whatever, or that they just don't like you but they wanted to carry anyway. It's not something that is really that rare. It happened a few times. But I think I would just mention the weird encounter that I had, that I uploaded on my second channel, where the game got confused. Like, the game thought that as the client or something was me, or I don't know. Because like, every time he would write something, he would say, Uncle Geldgeil said whatever in the chat, even though I didn't write anything. And also when he left, the game thought I left as host, but I didn't. That was really weird. I've never seen that happening. So I guess that is your answer. I don't know. Toasted Brunette wants me to do a bit of a face reveal, like it says here. Yes, I did show my face on Discord at some point. It was a private chat though, I think, so it's not really a great face reveal. But, you know, I guess I'll just do a face reveal right now, so that people will shut up about it in the future. Alright everyone, it is time for the epic face reveal. Look at me, it's me, it's the guy behind the Uncle Geldgeil YouTube channel. Fucking hell. Yeah, this is how I look like. I look like a human being to some extent. It's quite shocking to some of you. I actually don't look like the person that I am in my profile picture, you know, with the very long hair. I actually don't have that. It's very embarrassing, or well, also embarrassing, but also disappointing, I feel like. I do have the epic tryhard beard though, because, you know, I'm a tryhard sweat in Payday 2. So of course I come with the neck beard, it's just part of the tryhard character pack. So, there's that. You know, if you want to see, here's my epic setup again. It looks super bright when I stand there like this, but it's actually not that bright, you gotta believe me. But, yeah, this is how I look like. Not gonna lie, that part took me like 3 attempts to make, because I feel like it's so embarrassing to show myself, I don't know. Like, I'm still debating whether or not I should have this part in the video. But anyway, there's actually yet another question here. Do you consider yourself fat or obese? You might actually think so, but I'm not, I guess. I weigh around 80 kilos and I'm 1.8 meters tall. I think that's pretty average. Now this comment by Creepy is not really a question, as he said, but I want to include this anyway. You see, I rushed to 2,000 subscribers pretty quickly, which was like 1 or 2 years, actually 1 year ago, maybe 2, I don't know, but 1 to 2 years. Considering I spammed a massive amount of builds back in the day, then I sort of stopped with the build videos. Or at least I do them in a lesser way as of nowadays. Hence why I have a pretty low subscriber gain now. It's not that I really care or anything, but it just shows how much people care about build videos. Now with this said, I'm very grateful for all of your support that you lads give me. I hope I answered the questions good enough. I also didn't include absolutely every question because of just how many there were. But, you know, I think I still included most of them. I'm still sorry though if your question didn't get in the video. Well anyways, I will see you lads in the next one. Thanks for watching.